Welcome back to MIHeroesHaven Emotional Sobriety Minute. During this Advent season, as we go into Christmas, there's probably a lot of things in our hearts that we don't want to be there. And one of the things being fear. So today's topic that we're going to talk about is 2 words, and it's fear not. I like to think of one of my favorite quotes by Joseph Campbell, and it says, "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek." So as we go on into this video and during this time, I want you to think of that thing that you're seeking, that gift, that joy, that peace, that relationship, whatever it might be, and what is stopping you, what barrier have you put around your heart and your mind to keep that out? So as we look at the Christmas story, and I think of Mary and Joseph traveling and looking for a place to give birth to Jesus, and they come upon the inn, and the innkeeper says there is no room here. Now I parallel that to our lives of we might explore the possibility of healing or inviting somebody into, or our lives inviting a change, but we have so many distractions that might lead to destruction, or so many different things that happen in our life, and we're saying, there's no room for you here. And what we see is Mary and Joseph kept going, and then Jesus was born in a manger. And I think of a small stable with different animals, and it probably stunk and it was nasty. And I also think that that's a big parallel to our lives, is that we have so many things in our life, in our heart, that we fear or that we made a story about because of something happened in our life, and we think we shouldn't be at that space. But if we can go back there and see the Christmas story, and that Jesus was invited into this space, in a nasty space, to be born, that an immense change came from that. And I want to encourage you that those things can happen in our life when we invite the possibility of change to come into a space that we think is nasty, that we think is unpenetrable, that we think is unlovable. And recently I was watching a Charlie Brown Christmas, and there's a spot where Linus and Charlie Brown are having a dialogue before they talk about the meaning of Christmas. And one of them is talking about they got that nasty, small, raggedy Christmas tree, and all his friends were making fun of him. And he said, "I always do everything wrong. I can't," and just making up a story about it. And then Linus comes in and he talks about, "Well, let me share the true meaning of Christmas with you." And he goes through and he reads something from the book of Luke, and there's a portion in it where he's holding on to that security blanket, and he says, "Fear not." And when he says "fear not," he lets go of that blanket. And so what I want to encourage you to do during this season is to explore that thing that you fear, that security that you're holding on to, that shack that you built around your heart, or that inn, or that manger that is keeping out the thought and the ability to invite peace and joy in your lives. So we all deserve to live a life of love and not fear. So I want to encourage you this season to fear not, and Merry Christmas.